Well, g'day, welcome to another edition of Chewing the Fat. Bevo here with you down at Helix Player Management. We're joined today by a big group of lads, a very successful group of lads. They are the world record winners from the team pursuit this year over there in Poland in the World Championships. They beat their own world record by 2 seconds. I'll get the boys to introduce themselves. To my left, go far away.
I'm Cam Scott, 21, from Sydney in New South Wales, and been living here in Adelaide for 2 years now. This is my third year, so loving it down here.
I'm Colin O'Brien, 20 years old, been living here just as long as Cam, and loving it.
I'm Alex Porter, I'm born and bred in Adelaide, so I'm 22, been here all my life, and wouldn't want to go anywhere else. Sam Ostered, originally from WA, moved over here, but WA's better, so.
And we're also joined by Lee Porter on Skype. G'day Lee, how you going, mate?
Good mate, going well here, just waking up over here overseas. 29, I'm from Geelong, and lucky enough to join these young fellas a couple of years ago, and enjoying the program.
Beautiful. Where are you overseas at the moment, mate?
I'm in Andorra at the moment, so it's nice and cold, bit of snow around, but I'll be back in Adelaide in just over a week's time.
Good stuff, have a good time over there, mate. Now, firstly, I'll get to the boys and just ask them, because it was such an amazing effort recently to break that world record. Not only break it, but smash it by 2 seconds, your own personal team world record. Tell us how it all happened, Ken.
I was fortunate enough to watch it from the sideline. I wasn't in the final round, but it was just an awesome experience to see all the hard work we've done over that last few years, really. Just to see everything come together at night and just watch it all pan out. It was just something I'll never forget.
And you were involved in it, Kelly?
Yeah. So I was in the final, and it was really special to have Cam come in. Cam wrote the qualifying round and did an amazing job for the team. And then, like you said, it was just a special night. It was something in the air that night, and to put it all together with the boys, it was really special.
Alex, what was your feeling, mate?
To be honest, surprised. We knew going into it that we were in pretty good nick. We've been doing some good times in training, but we thought if it all came together, we'd maybe put 0.3, 0.5 into our world record we'd done the year before. To put 2 seconds into it was I was shocked, to be honest, at first. But with a group like this, it doesn't actually surprise me now looking back on it.
Sam, yourself, mate?
Yeah, the boys covered up with basically pretty well. It was a bit of a surprise, but if you look back at all the training we were doing, we were hooking around the world record spreads weeks before, and then all it took was us just to put it together in the day, and then we had reasonable conditions in there, and the track was not too bad. So hats off to all the boys, and we put our time out there that's gonna set the bar for Tokyo. So I think we have room to grow, and hopefully we can get down to that 47 barrier.
And Lee, yourself, mate, tell us about it.
Yeah, I think those boys covered it. Like we said, we've put in a lot of hard work over the last couple of years, and I think our big focus is the Olympics in just over a year's time, a year and a half's time. To put it all together, and I think we've still got quite a bit of room to move, so it's pretty exciting times.
Terrific. And Alex, we'll get to you, mate, because you had an amazing recovery. You had a pretty big accident a few months before the World Champs. How did you recover, firstly, so quickly, and then to produce such an amazing performance as well?
So I had a pretty nasty crash. I was racing with these boys, and broke 6 bones and punctured a lung. So did a good job of it. But the main thing that got me back onto the bike, back through it, was just the amazing team. Not even just these boys, or everyone here behind the scenes. As soon as I hit the ground, within 5 or 10 minutes after I was on the ground, I had messages from coaches, physios, sports scientists already sending me first of all asking how I was, and just telling me what plans they were going to have. They had meetings. We had week-long meetings and stuff just to work out what the plan would be, how they could get me back on my bike, and then just having the belief from all these boys that even after something like that, I'd still be right and ready to go. Come Worlds, probably the biggest thing was that I had a massive group of people around me that knew even with something like this, I'd still be fine come race day.
Yeah, unbelievable effort, mate. Firstly, to recover from that, and then to produce the world record race as well. That's just incredible. So credit to you and all you boys. I've actually got the medal here as well. that Shane Radbone, who represents Helix, has passed on to me, so give that one to you, Alex. You probably deserve it most more than the other boys are after what you've been through. Not saying you guys. Now, obviously, there's that big arch rivalry between the Aussies and the Brits with every sport, but cycling is no different. Talk to us about what it was like to beat the Brits and how we're going to beat them in Tokyo in the 2020 Olympics next year, boys.
I reckon we'll give this one to Sam.
It's actually a really good rivalry we have. We've lost the last 2-3 Olympics to those boys, so I think this is our time to get one back, and hopefully we can just keep putting in the hard work and keep putting in those hard yards to keep those seconds up on them. The GB boys always find a couple of seconds leading into the games, but I think we're at a point now where even if they find a couple of seconds, they're still not going to be as good as us. I think we have definitely got room to grow, and then the 1%ers we can do will make us go so much faster. So I'm confident that the team we have moving forward is going to be it, and I can't visualise us not losing, so it's going to happen.
I like it. Anytime we can knock off the Brits is always a good thing. So, boys, I must ask as well, with the format, how it all works and stuff, because it's very interesting. You sort of watch it on TV and think how it works. For the people out there that might not know, can you explain to us how the format?
Yeah, so 4 kilometres, so on a standard track that's 16 laps. 4 riders line up. You can finish with 4 if you can, but sometimes you drop down to 3, so you're allowed to finish with 3. There's 3 rounds: qualifying, round 1, and a final. Ideally qualify fastest and set you up for the first round, and then if you win that, you get a spot in the final and you go head to head against the next best team.
Well explained, Cam. And boys, a bit of a light-hearted note, Married at First Sight is going gangbusters around Australia at the moment. Do you boys get around that? Lee, perhaps last year first, mate.
Oh mate, you're asking the wrong person. This is Married at First Sight business. I don't do that.
No, my kitchen rolls, or?
I haven't been back in Australia long enough. I'm more about the block.
Fair enough, good answer. What about yourself, lads?
Not really. I've that's one for Porter. I reckon he loves the reality TV shows. He's just a bit of a white girl, I think. So.
Yeah, I've dabbled a little bit in Married at First Sight. I missed a bit while we were away, but I've come back and the drama's right where it was when I left it, and it's just as good as ever. With what happened on the over the weekend, it's anyone who's not watching, I highly recommend getting on it.
I can't stand it. I don't know how he watches it.
And Cam, yourself?
My roommate is pretty into it, but I try my best to stay away from the TV.
You're a smart man. You're some good-looking boys here. I could see a couple of you guys on Married at First Sight one day. We'll sit wait and see what happens. Yeah. Now, boys, it's round 2 of the AFL. We'll get stuck into that now. We had a very interesting round 1 with a lot of upsets, which always happens in round 1, I guess. So, big game starting on Thursday night with the Pies versus the Tigers, an original rivalry. We'll start with you, Sam. Who's going to win this one, mate?
I originally thought Richmond, but roommate Kel goes Collingwood, so I'll back him for this one, I reckon. So Collingwood will go up.
Collingwood for you. Alex, what about you, mate?
I'm saying with Collingwood, they were beaten by Geelong, but I reckon they probably should have won that one. So I'm going to go with Collingwood.
And yourself, Callum?
Honestly, I'm ecstatic that the boys are backing up Collingwood right now. 100% Collingwood all the way. We've got this one, round 1. It's just round 1. We're coming back.
Cam?
Yeah, it's seen a bit of a trend. I'm not really into football, but you've got to back Collingwood.
That's great.
Yeah, I reckon. I think I'm the same there. Alex Rance is a big blow for Richmond being out the best defender and one of the best in the competition. So yeah, applies to me as well. What about yourself, Lee?
I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to go with Richmond.
Tigers for Lee. Okay, so everyone's different except for Lee. The next game is a Friday night game. It's the Crows up against the Sydney Swans. The Crows actually got them over there in Sydney last year, minus a few players. So Crows obviously almost full strength now, except for Tom Bidet sadly going down on the weekend. All the best to him. Firstly, Sam, we'll start with you, mate.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I'm going to back Sydney, I reckon. They'll win up after round 1, so we'll see how they go.
I'm going to go with the Crows. I reckon they'll be looking to bounce back after last week.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm going to back Sydney in. It's so hard to pick, but yeah, I'm going to back Sydney.
Yeah, I've got a close friend of mine that works with the Crows, but you got to go with your hometown Sydney, I think.
I have to go against you guys. I think the Crows, even though they lost against the Hawks on the weekend, I think they'll bounce back, and they played the SCG pretty well, and they haven't got too many injuries, so we'll see what happens anyway. Saturday, it's the Power taking on the Blues. The Power, very impressive last week against the D's, my team, the Power, so I'm going to go for Port. Cam, what do you think, mate?
Oh, look, I don't really know these teams, but I guess, yeah. Personally, I won't be watching it, but. I don't know, let's see what happens.
Yeah, Port at home then?
Just guess. Yeah, Port, surely, yeah.
Yeah.
100% Port away, they're getting up. 100%.
Yeah, Alex, same?
Yeah, Port, they look very good.
And Sam?
Yeah, it's easily Port. They've gone way.
On Port so far, and Lee?
Yeah, I think I'll follow the trend with that one. I think Port showed a lot last week from what I saw anyway, and I think they'll bring it home this next week.
Okay, big game Saturday night between the Cats and the D's. D's no doubt looking to bounce back after they lost the Port, and the Cats very impressive against the Pies. Cam, what do you think firstly?
I'm going to go with the Pies.
Oh, it's the Cats versus the D's.
Oh,
The D's, yep.
Look, Geelong got up over my team last week, so I'm going to have to go with the Cats. They played pretty strong in the end for last week, so I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, Alex, yourself?
Round one's messed with me too much. I think Geelong. I reckon Melbourne are looking to bounce back, but they looked slow last week. I reckon it's going to take them a few weeks to get going, so I reckon Geelong.
Yeah, easy Geelong. Dangerfield and Aberlin was too good on the first round, so I reckon they'll step it up again, so Geelong.
Sam knows his footy on the press, mate. Lee, what about you?
Yeah, I'm a Geelong boy, so yeah, we're going to go with the home team.
Okay, it's a big one on Saturday night, boys. It's West Coast unveiling their premiership flag from last year up against the Giants at Optus Stadium. West Coast went down last week to the Lions. GWS had a big win over the Bombers. I'm definitely going to go for West Coast at home. What do you think, Ken?
Yeah, I think Sam's a big fan of the West Coast, so I'm going to have to stick with him on this one.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to back up my house, mate. West Coast, they're going to have to get it.
Yeah, I reckon West Coast. They're travelling to Perth's not easy, so I reckon West Coast for sure.
Yeah, pretty much unbeatable without Optus, so yeah, I think West Coast, yeah.
And Lee, same again, mate?
Yeah, it's pretty hard when every other team has to travel halfway across the globe to get to.
And Sunday afternoon, the Roos take on the Lions at Marvel Stadium. I think the Lions were pretty impressive last week, so the Lions for me.
Yeah, totally agree. I reckon the Lions.
I'm going to tip Roos. Yeah, I'm just going to go with Roos. Just a gut feeling.
Lions for sure. They looked real good last week.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon I'm going to go with the Roos. I reckon Brisbane got lucky against West Coast last week, so I'm going to back up the Roos. And they're a hard tackle team, so we'll see.
Yeah, Sam goes to Roos. What about you, Lee?
Yeah, I'm going to have a bit better look how they played last week, but my brother's is a Roos supporter, so I'll go with the blue and white.
Alright, and we've got another big one on Sunday afternoon between the Hawks and the Dogs. Both teams having great wins last week. Sam, what do you think about this one, mate?
Yeah, Hawks was all pretty good last week, so I'm going to solid them. They're a pretty solid team, so I'd not back those boys.
Yeah, same. I'm going to go with the Hawks as well. They were impressive against Adelaide last week, so I'm backing them.
Yeah, 100% Hawks. It's a good first round, and yeah, hopefully they keep it going.
It's the Hawks for me on this one.
And Lee, yourself?
Yeah, I think after last year and the year before, I think they'll be looking to fight back and bring that premiership flag back into the club. I was lucky enough to meet Alistair, coach, a couple of years ago, and he's a really nice guy. And I think they've got a real fighting spirit, the Hawks, and I think they're going to come back strong.
And the final game at Metricon Stadium, it's the Suns, very unlucky going down to the safe by 1 point. They're up against the Dockers with an amazing win over the Roos. That's on Sunday afternoon at Metricon. Cam, what do you think about this one, mate?
I think the Dockers following up their win last time. Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Suns. I'm going to hope they can get up, but I don't think they're going to. I'm just going to hope they're going to win.
Dockers are my team, so I reckon you can just lock this one in. Don't even have to watch the games. Jot the 1 point down and move on.
Dockers for Alex, nice. And Sam?
Yeah, I wouldn't be that confident as the team hasn't won a flag yet, but I think Dockers will probably go up and score.
Yep. And what about you, Lee?
Personally.
Yeah, I think after Freo as well, I think they're picking up the pace a bit now, and I think they're going to be good next week.
Well, boys, It's been an absolute pleasure having you all on Chewing the Fat. Lee over there in Andorra, thanks so much for joining us, mate, and to all you boys as well. Well done on your success recently, and all the very best in Tokyo in 2020 to all 5 of you. It's been great having you all on.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Take care, everyone, and bye for now.